So the all-new 8849 Hike smartphone is almost here with a release date of September of 2025. So I've been testing this device for a few weeks, and there's some things that I like and some things that's very questionable about the 8849 Hike. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 important things that you need to know if you're considering looking at the 8849 Hike device. So let's have some fun. Sit back, relax, and get your popcorn ready and follow me on this journey. Let's go. What's up, guys? This is back with another video. So the 8849 Hike device is a very strange phone, right? It's almost familiar to the Unihertz 8849 Tank 2 Pro that we got back in 2024. But I'm going to tell you 5 things that you need to know about the 8849 Hike device. Some things that you might question yourself. So let's get into it. So coming in at number 1 of things you need to know about the 8849 Hike device is the specs. Now, this device is coming in at a new category for 8849, right? Which is okay, but it doesn't have the latest version of Android, which this device is coming in at Android 14, and it doesn't have the specs to match. It has the same specs as the Tank 2 Pro, which was released in 2024 with the G99 processor with 12 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage. It does have a 23,800 milliamp battery, the same as the Tank 2 Pro. It's not a bad thing, but we have the Tank 3 and the Tank 4 that's sporting that high-end, beautiful, powerful Dimensity 8300 processor, which is a beast when it comes down to performance. Look, the MediaTek G99 processor, I think was released in 2022. So when it comes down to performance, the Tank 3 and the Tank 4 is miles ahead when it comes down to the performance of this device. It is something you need to know when purchasing this device is that yes, it has a G99 processor with 12 gigs of RAM, but it's sporting Android 14 as of me recording this video, and it's sporting 2024 security patches. So it's something that you need to know if you want to buy this device. The specs. The specs is the same specs as the Tank 2 Pro. Things you just need to know. Okay, so coming in number 2 of things you need to know if you're looking to buy the Hike device, right, is the camera system. Now, the Tank 2 Pro camera system coming in at a 100 megapixel main camera that delivers better quality than the 50 megapixel camera that's on the Hike. Now, look, the image quality to me is much better on the Tank 2 Pro than the Hike device. And I understand that this is a different category, this is an all-new category, but if it's going to share the same specs as a Tank 2 Pro, the 100 megapixel camera should have been transferred over to the Hike, but it did not. Let me show you some examples and some samples of what I'm talking about when it comes down to photo quality on the Hike versus the Tank 2 Pro. So check this out.
The Chosen.
So coming in number 3 of things you need to know about the 8849 Hike device is that it looks like this device will be released with Android 14 to boot. Now, we are in 2025. Now, Android 16 is out. So that makes the 8849 Hike device 2 operating systems behind. Why is that important? Well, if you know the history of Unihertz or 8849, you know that these devices are one and done, which means that when you buy this phone with Android 14, 9 times out of 10, you will be stuck on Android 14. Now, it does have 2024 security patches on here. Again, if you buy this device You probably will get security patches, but you probably won't get a OS update. Now, a lot of people have told me that, they've received updates on their Tank 3. Now, I've reviewed 90% of Unihertz and 8849 devices, and I pretty much have all of them. And I can tell you that I have not received not one OS update on none of my devices as of me recording this video. Now, yes, I've received security patches on some of my devices, but as far as OS updates, we're looking at Android 12, Android 13, and Android 14 on most of the devices. Now, I can tell you, if OS updates is important to you, you might want to look somewhere else. But other than that, if you are considering buying the 8849 hike device, just understand that these are one and done devices. If it comes out with Android 14, 9 times out of 10, it will be stuck on Android 14. You might get a security patch. And I've been saying this throughout the years of me reviewing these devices. Anytime these devices get an update, I will make a special video about it. But as of me recording this video, there's a no-go when it comes down to software updates on these devices. Okay, so coming in at number 4 things you need to know if you're considering buying the 8849 hike device is that this device have Widevine L3 security support. And now that's something I've talked about in many of my videos, that this device, their devices has L3 support. So what does that mean? Well, if you're watching Netflix, HBO, Stars, and stuff like that, you're only going to get HD resolution, not full HD and not 4K. Now on YouTube, you can go to 1440p, and if you pay for premium YouTube, I believe you could get 4K. But L1 support, you could get full HD and you could get 4K when watching movies on this device. So if you watch Netflix, HBO Go, Stars, or any other of these streaming applications, this you need to know that it will stream at HD, and that's kind of unfortunate. So coming in at number 5 of things you need to know about the 8849 hike device. Again, we're in 2025. Since it has the G99 processor, it's a dual SIM 4G GSM device. That's right, 4G coverage. So if 5G is important to you, if you like the ultra fast speeds on your GSM carrier, then this device probably is not for you. I'm not sure why we're releasing devices in 2025 with 4G support. I ran speed tests and the speeds is okay. It's not 5G speeds, but it's 4G speeds. Now, I know a lot of carriers is kind of, boasting 5G speeds because, 4G technology is pretty much old. But since it's rocking the G99 processor, this device only have 4G support. Now, it has dual SIM support and SD card support, plus the 512 gigs of internal storage. But at the end of the day, it's a 4G device. You need to know that. But the 8849 hike device only supports 4G GSM, just so you know. Yes, I put it on T-Mobile and Mint-Mobile, it works fine. Yeah, you need to know that. Okay, so if you want to see more videos of the 8849 hike, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. This is Dr. Tech Preacher. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the 8849 hike in all its glory. It's a new category. Hopefully, we'll get some software updates and everything else in between. Let's see. I'm gonna put the pressure on them to make it happen. And if it does happen, I will make plenty of videos about it. This is Eric. See you guys on the next video. Peace.